Experience is a valuable teacher. My grandfather has told me many times that when business dips, he doesn't panic because he's been there before. And as we find ourselves in the midst of an economic contraction, particularly within the RV industry today, at Tiffin we reflect on our 50-plus year history and all the times we've seen this before. My grandfather often reminisces about founding the company in 1972, and his first major meltdown, as he calls them, was in the early 70s with an oil embargo. Later in the 70s and early 80s, interest rates and inflation peaked at over 20%. And then in 2007, 2008, of course, we all recall the economic crisis that severely affected our industry. I think it's important to take a step back and rewind the tape as we think about where we are today in the spring of 2023 and where we were about 3 years ago in the spring of 2020. At that time, COVID struck, a new virus that none of us were familiar with, but were very afraid of. And that had a huge impact on the RV industry. Initially, we frankly didn't know what to expect. We thought we might be closing the doors forever. Soon thereafter, though, we realized that this was going to create an insatiable appetite for RVs on the order we'd never seen before. In the back half of 2020, all of 2021, and the early portion of 2022 presented record RV demand, something we'd really never seen before. Today, we sit about 1 year after the Fed began raising interest rates, and in the last year, interest rates have risen over 10 times. Obviously, this has had a bearing on the cost of financing, the cost of capital. It has an impact on consumer behavior, and it has an impact on dealer behavior, and it affects us here at Tiffin. But this is when we stick to our principles that have been tested for over 50 years. Number one, put the customer at the center of everything we do. We call it customer driven. When folks are making a purchase like this in tough times, they're looking for a premium brand they can trust. That's what we've become at Tiffin. And secondly, don't overcomplicate things. Just build to the retail demand for the product, knowing that we will rebound and much better days lie ahead. My mantra at Tiffin has been preserve, evolve, and grow. From the very beginning days at Tiffin, I recognize that we have a special history, a special culture, and a special legacy to honor and uphold as the crux of our philosophy. Evolve simply means how do we build on that? How do we modernize for the future? How do we continue to add branches to the Tiffin tree? And grow can mean a lot of things. How do we grow in terms of the experience that all stakeholders have with our organization? Customers, of course, our dealer partners, our supplier partners. How do we elevate the Tiffin brand and the Tiffin experience in all ways? One of the things that COVID afforded us was an opportunity to introduce many folks who otherwise may have never encountered the RV lifestyle without a pandemic restricting their ability to move about. One of the beautiful things that we've seen is tremendous growth in what we call the B-van market. Today, that market is almost 8 times the size it was pre-COVID, and it presents a great opportunity for a brand like Tiffin, where we're very excited to launch our new adventure van this summer, along with our touring van later this fall. We believe that these honor our legacy and offer customers who may otherwise not have an opportunity to experience Tiffin a perfect vehicle to live out our many adventures, one dream purpose. Many times a tough market is seen as a huge barrier or obstacle. And while it may be a hurdle that we go over or around, it's really a time at Tiffin when we double down on what we believe makes us great to begin with. It's a chance to improve our value proposition to our owners and our dealer partners. It's a chance to improve the quality of our craftsmanship. And all importantly, it's a chance to elevate our customer experience further. And that's what we're going to do.